everyone, welcome to Unacademy, and this is Astha Raut, your educator. I'm doing my post-graduation from Ramadevi Women's University, Bhubaneswar. And this course, and this is the fourth lesson we are going to study, and it's on essay writing. So we have done it quite in our schools, and this will be the techniques that you need to know on essay writing. I'll be giving the lesson on that. I hope you like it. Do follow me on Unacademy. Thanks a lot.
Essay writing. An essay is a literary composition on a particular theme or subject. It's generally interpretative and in a prose. Well, Dr. Samuel Johnson, as we know, a great literary figure and a critic, he has explained essay as a loose sally of mind, an irregular indigested piece, not a regular and orderly composition. So before going to essay writing, we'll learn about the 5 types of essays. A narrative essay. A narrative essay consists mainly in the narration of an event or series of events. We say mainly because a narrative essay must not be confused with a short story or bits of history. The narrative it relates should be treated as a subject for thought and comment, and so the essay should be more or less reflective. Narrative essay may be treated of like historical stories of legends, like Rama and Sita, or maybe biographies like the Babur, like incidents like street quarrels or a festival or something, and an accident or a natural disaster, or you can write about a journey or a voyage. All these varieties of writing, they come under a narrative essay. In a reflective essay, a reflection is a thought on some subject, on an idea arising in your mind. So a reflective essay consists of reflections or thoughts on some topic which is generally of an abstract in nature. For example, habits or qualities such as truthfulness, cowardice, or heroism, all these come under the habits and the qualities you want to describe. There can be social, political, and domestic topics you can write on. There can also be philosophical subjects such as right and wrong, reality, consciousness, and the meaning of universe, everything else, they'll come under philosophical subjects. You can also write on religious and theological subjects or topics in a reflective essay. When you're writing a reflective essay, you should remember to support your statement with an argument or a fact. It should have a reason. Next, we have an expository essay. Well, an expository essay consists of an exposition or explanation of some subject. Say, for example, I'm writing on a scientific topic. We have also discussed this in the paragraph writing. So, if you're writing on a scientific topic, it comes under an expository essay. You can also write on literary topics such as Genius of Shakespeare or the novels of Scott, and story of fiction, anything which explains something of value comes under an expository essay. Next is the imaginative essay. Essays on subjects such as feelings and experiences of a sailor wrecked on a desert this can be called as an imaginative essay. In such, the writer is called to place himself and imagine in a position of which he has had no actual experience. Such subjects like If I Were a King or the autobiography of a horse. Of course, you're not a horse, you're a human being. So when you're writing on an autobiography of a horse, then it comes under an imaginative essay because you're imagining it. A lot of imaginative essays are seen in teenage people or teenagers who imagine a lot of things and write essays on that. Well, we are done with this, and lastly we have descriptive essays. A descriptive essay consists of a description of some place or thing. We understand the meaning from its very name, descriptive. So for example, animals or plants, or towns or countries or buildings, or any aspects and phenomena of nature that you want to write on, like volcanoes or sunlight, all these come under descriptive essays because you're describing it. So we are done with the 5 types of essays. we have little of this and little of that about the essays and the types of it. So we'll now come to how we can compose a good essay. So in the composition or writing an essay, we have three major phases. First one would be paragraphs, second would be its structure, and the third one we'll deal with is the style of an essay. Well, paragraphs. Every essay should be divided into paragraphs, and each heading should have at least one paragraph to itself. An essay, not just paraphrased or paragraphed, attracts the reader, but also creates an interest in him to read it further. If this is not done, then the paragraph or the essay seems to be very unattractive. So do remember, when you're writing an essay, divide it with proper paragraphs as per the change of the subject or the ideas of the matter. Secondly, we have the structure of the essay. Well, this is also divided into three broader aspects. So one is the introduction, second would be the body of the essay, and third one would be the conclusion. In the introduction, we must remember that it must be brief. It would be absurd to have the porch bigger than its building itself. It may be simply a sentence or a very short paragraph, but it should always be arresting and pertinent to the subject. The introduction may consist of a definition or a quotation, a proverb we can say, leading up to the subject. We'll come to the body of the essay. This is really the essay itself, the house to which the introduction is the front door and the conclusion is the back door or the exit. In arranging the body of the essay, observe proportion. That is, let each part have due weight given to it. If the subject is the good and bad influence of newspapers, do not devote 3/4 of the essay to good influences and leave only 1/4 for the bad. Closely follow your full outline throughout. The paragraphs should be well constructed and should be related to one another according to the direction of the outline. And as far as possible, the connection between one another should be shown. Avoid padding and keep it to the point. Match the words to the sense and adapt the style to the subject matter. Do not write on a serious subject in a very humorous manner. So you must keep in your mind that your words should make sense. When the body of your essay is done, now you will come to the conclusion of it. As the introduction should arouse the interest, the conclusion should satisfy it. An effective and satisfying end to an essay is as important as an arresting beginning. An abrupt ending may spoil the whole effect of the essay. A good conclusion must consist of a summing up of the arguments in the essay, final conclusion drawn from the subject matter. A suitable quotation can be provided at the end of the conclusion or in the conclusion itself, a sentence that strikingly expresses the main point that you want to drive home. When you end the essay with an interesting or an attractive conclusion, it will serve the purpose, the complete purpose of the passage. If your introduction is interesting and your body is impressive, but you don't have an interesting ending to it, it spoils the complete purpose of the essay. Now that we are done with the style and the paragraph, with the structure and the paragraph, we'll come to the style of an essay. To acquire a simple, direct and forceful style in writing, it calls a constant practice. Well, we know practice makes a man perfect, so we'll have to keep on practicing so that we get an appropriate style for writing an essay. The secret of clear writing or a clear style is clear thinking. So be perfectly clear about what you want to say and say it as directly, as simply, as concisely as possible. Be direct. Use short sentences in preference to long and involved periods. Be very simple. Don't attempt any oratory or any flowery language, but use simple words and constructions to avoid elaborate and superfluous words. Say what you want to say in a very simple and consistent manner so that the point is being clear to the reader. Never use two words where one word can be used in. Be very natural in your writing. Don't try to imitate any author's style. Completely be yourself. So now we are done with all the techniques of essay writing, but there are few major important points you need to remember in an essay writing. And reading maketh a full man, said Bacon. So reading provides you the matter. So keep on reading over and over whatever you have in your mind or whatever is there in the books and in your novels, so that you do not run short of any matter you want to write. Observation is very important in essay writing or any style of writing. Look around and observe. When you observe things, you get an idea how to write. When you sit down to write something, try to define the subject very properly, collect materials on it, and after the materials is you have collected the materials, select from those materials. Selection is a very important thing you have to do. It's not like you have to mention everything. So select from the collected materials and arrange them in a logical manner. When you make the arrangement, you get the outline of what you want to write. Once the outline is done, then you can fill it in. So now that we are done with the essay writing, its techniques and everything, we have the trivia at the end. Well, essay as a literary genre got famous because of Montaigne. He is usually referred as the father of essay, whereas Sir Francis Bacon is known as the father of English essays. So you can read essays of Bacon. They are very amazingly written. So once you start reading it, you'll understand the actual process of writing an essay. I hope the lesson has helped you, and I hope you have liked it also. So that's all for this lesson. Thank you.